Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be doing a April wrap-up and TBR. May TBR video. You guys may already know this, some of you might not, but I don't really do wrap-ups because I'm kind of terrible at explaining the book without spoiling it, and then I'm just not a good person to go for that type of video. But I do love watching them. This month I read a pretty good amount. It was probably because I had a week off for spring break, so I had some time to read. So I thought I would do one now, and this is probably the few that you'll get this year. Alright, so first book I read this month was Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I read the fine print and terms and conditions last summer. If I'm not mistaken, I gave the fine print 4.75 stars and terms and conditions 5 stars. And I know everyone was hyped for this book because everyone loved Cal, even though he didn't have his own book. And then his book was coming out, so then everyone was kind of hyped. For me personally, he was funny. I don't know if I would say I was hyped. Anyway, so I finally got around to reading it this month, and needless to say, I gave it 4 stars. It was definitely my least favorite in the series. My favorite would have to be, I think, Terms and Conditions. But for this book, I thought getting the past and present was really good. I like seeing the past of Alana and Cal's relationship. I do wish we got more of that because it was so sweet and innocent, and it was kind of giving the summer I turned pretty. So I kind of wanted more of that. But parts that we did get, the glimpses that we did get of their past, were cute. A reason that I didn't give this a 5 star is because of the third act conflict. That really irked me, and I'll tell you why. Declan, Rowan, and Cal are outside around this campfire and smoking cigars, whatever. The girls are inside. I'm talking Zara, Iris, and Alana. I think Cammy was there. So they're all in the living room. Alana comes out, goes into the kitchen to get some wine, and then she overhears Cal talking about the deal. I'm gonna try and not spoil the books, but if I do, I'll put a little thingy. But this is why I don't do wrap-ups, because I feel like I have to spoil the book to convey my feelings, but whatever. So Alana overhears Cal's real plan. That's not a spoiler because we all know the real plan from day one. So she hears the real plan and she gets mad. And instead of going out there and being like, hey, can we talk? She decides to give him the silent treatment for the rest of the trip. And then once they get back, kicks him out of his own house. Now, they own the summer house. It's 50-50. So how are you going to kick me out of my own house? That's actually crazy. And her reasoning was you have to go get sober and be a good man. Okay, so you're expecting him to get sober, go to rehab, and whatchamacallit, become a good man, be the man that you always know that he could be, but you can't even communicate your feelings. He literally had to drag it out of her, why she was upset. You are a grown woman with a child, and you can't say why you're mad, and you're kicking him out of his house? If I was Cal, babe, I'm getting sober on my own agenda whenever I feel like it, and you're not gonna kick me out of my own house. That's actually insane if you think I'm going to follow through with that. So I think Alana is very give me, but I will not give back. And I hate those type of people that expect so much out of one person but aren't willing to give and get better themselves. Are we gonna talk about how Alana could have improved? No, because she's the saint, right? No, I'm sorry. Anyway, I also didn't like Alana's friend. I don't even know his name. I don't remember his name because he's that irrelevant. When him and, he's the police officer, him and Cal were at the bar, and he said that he was messing with Alana. Girl, you're married to her best friend, and you're telling strangers that you're having sex with her? That's actually weird. And his only punishment was sleeping on the couch. Babe, I would have been divorced. Babe, we wouldn't even be together anymore. You're telling straight. Anyway, that whole town moves weird. The fact that they all came together like an actual cult to hate on Cal because he left her because of his alcoholic issues? That whole town is fucking weird. 1 star. What? Next book, we had a little change in pace, physical book. We have Demon in the Wood by Leigh Bardugo and Danny Pendergast. Danny Pendergast actually needs to illustrate more books because this book is beautiful. I did mention this in my spring break reading vlog. Look at the pictures. Look at the tones. Oh my god. So this is essentially just the prequel to the whole Shadow and Bone trilogy, basically the entire series if you will. But yeah, so you're following the Darkling and his mom, little Baghra. Oh my god, Baghra was so, I can't even lie. I like that this book not only gave us a background on the Darkling, but also that politics between Grisha. There's Grisha, first of all, everyone already hates you, and then y'all are gonna hate each other in your own community? I don't like this man whatsoever. But this story did make me see how he became the man that he is, because his mom, Baghra, always told him to just keep his guard up, and whatever fake name, fake persona that she gives him to live that life, whatever. And he meets a girl. I forget her name. She's irrelevant. I hate her. He meets a girl and he finally lets his guard down with her, and then she takes advantage of him. I just spoiled the book. See, again, like I can't even convey my emotions about the book without spoiling it. Anyway, so the girl betrays him, and then he has to do what he has to do, clean up the mess, and it's just another like instance where he has to kill people and hurt people to save himself. He said towards the end of the book that he wants to create a world where Grisha are favored and a value and people like look up to them. So he did have good intentions with everything and starting, you know, Ravka and Grisha in Ravka, but then I feel like he just got too power hungry. It just got really out of hand, so that's unfortunate. His story is sad. I gave this like a 4.75. So then I read one of my favorite books of this year. It's top 5. I don't care what I read this year. This is top 5. Fable by Adrian Young. This was also in my spring break reading vlog. Like, there's so much to say. First thing we're gonna talk about is the scenery. The way she builds the setting. The way I felt like I was actually on a boat. I felt like I should be singing sea shanties. I felt like I had a hook. I felt like I had to I had to reel in the sails. I felt like I had to get a map out and see which way is northwest. Because the main guy's character is west. I didn't even mean to say that. Adrian Young does a really good job in painting the picture and the setting, and literally Fable diving in for gems. And you have gems, you have trading, gemstones, you have all that stuff. And it was just so much fun. And then on top of that, you have this found family aspect of it and this mystery of her going to find her father, Saint. And then my personal favorite part of the book, which is Fable and Wes. And Wes is kind of cold towards her in the beginning, and then he starts warming up to her and asking her if she's okay, and just little things like doing for her, like if they're out, they were ported, is that even a word? They were at this port, right? And they were getting off to go trade, and he was like, stay close to me. Are we serious? You do not have to tell me twice. Like, I will be by your side. Yeah, so I just really love their relationship, and he's really protective over Fable. And I feel like Fable brings out, I guess, the soft side of West. And yeah, because he was very cold captain, and she just like brings him down to earth. No, but I actually love them. Like, the amount of times I was screaming, closing the book. I finished this in 2 days. I could not stop. I almost read the book in one sitting, and I saw it was like 3 a.m. and I was like, I have to go to sleep. I have to get my shut-eye. I don't know. I just really enjoyed the relationship because I feel like in a lot of books, it's hard, for me at least, to feel like the couples really belong together. And I don't get that feeling with a lot of couples. And with them, I just felt like they needed to be together and felt like they were made for each other. And I was just so happy by the end. And when they were talking in his little captain's quarters, and he was like, I underestimated my ability to be on the ship with you and not touch you. Are we serious? I've never smiled so hard. A hand found the sleeve of my jacket, pulling me past the others, and Wes leaned down, speaking under his breath, stay close to me. Y'all, I literally just flipped to this page and it was the stay close to me scene. Are we serious? Like, I think that's a little sign. So yeah, this has 5 billion stars if you couldn't already tell. I love this book so much. Okay, so then I trusted TikTok again, which I should not have done. And, you know, I was interested because I had never read a bodyguard romance book. Shouldn't have. Sorry with this one. I read Nemesis by Soraya. I gave that around 2 stars. And listen, I didn't like this because, and this is gonna be my last time talking about this book because I've talked about it in I think 2 videos. This being the 3rd, I'm done talking about this stupid dumb book. Anyway, so there wasn't enough bodyguard trope for me personally. He was her bodyguard for 2 seconds and then they had to go off the grid. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I anticipated. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And then they had just sex the whole time, and it was disgusting sex. It wasn't even like, oh my god, like, it wasn't Fable and West. It was crumbs on the street. It was the barnacles on the bottom of the boat. That's what that Sophie and Theo, disgusting. I never, ever, ever, ever want to lay eyes on that book ever again. Thank God it's on ebook so I can delete it from my memory bank. And then this is also very similar to the Mindfuck series where it's like, something bad happens to girl. Girl has been plotting for revenge for years until a man comes in and messes it all up. It has that same plot, which it's not a bad plot. Like the hard, confident, revengeful female going after the people who wronged her. That's not bad. I'm not hating on that. I'm just hating on how poorly it was done and that there's other books that have done it way better. Mindfuck series, Lana Myers. You are not her. Like literally the whole time I was saying, you are not her. You are not Lana. You'll never be Lana. I'm sorry. And even when we got to like the main part where she was killing the person that wronged her, it was so quick. I kid you not. It took like maybe 3 pages. What? All this planning and you killed the guy in 3 pages. Okay, no. Because you were too busy having sex. Theo was too busy blowing your back in the cabin. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I didn't even really care if the main character killed her parents or not. And for Theo, you're annoying. You're just annoying. I hate you. And at the end, they like reconciled and they said, we're never gonna leave each other. Why did Theo leave the next day? Are we fucking serious? What was that conversation meant to be then? And then she has to, I think a few months pass and then she goes and finds him and then they're fine. I literally could not care less. And then I read Twisted Love. I gave that 3.5 stars. I made a dedicated reading vlog to this book, so go there if you want an in-depth review about it, but I'm just gonna skim over it. So the build-up for Alex and Ava was really good to me, but after, you know, we reached the climax, pun intended, babe, it just got so muddy. I didn't like where the story was going. It was too much happening, and again, like I said in my video, it felt very choppy. It did not flow together. It felt like it was meat hate each other, have this weird sexual tension, dive into that sexual tension, have sex, find out the mystery behind Ava and the person who tried to drown her, find out the mystery of Alex's parents' killer, third act conflict, groveling, make up, more sex, and that was it. Like, it just felt very choppy. Didn't feel like it was flowing. Pacing was disgusting, and also Alex was disgusting to me. The things he was saying I was not liking. He was like,
did you let somebody touch what's mine?
What's yours? Girl, I get we're possessive. I get, you know, you feel like Ava belongs to you, but that's nasty. I don't like that. And that's just a personal thing. So that doesn't mean inherently the book is bad. I just didn't like that because Alex is a psychopath. Why did Alex literally lie to her for years, lie to his best friend who is her brother for literally, I think, 8 years? He's gonna go to London with her. She didn't ask him to do that. Moves to London for a year with her. Doesn't like do anything. They're like weird friends. I don't fucking know. And then at this gallery is her last night there. He's gonna get up on stage and sing and she's gonna be like, that's my man. That's your man. What? So all it takes for you is 5 notes and then he's yours? Literally, because after he sang, they were having sex in the gallery. Okay. 1 star. The next book I read was Twisted Games. I gave this a 4 star. I keep deliberating if I should give it like a 3.7. I really don't care that much. Anyway, unlike the book I mentioned earlier, Nemesis, this is also Bodyguard, but unlike that book, Reese was actually her bodyguard throughout the whole book, which I was actually expecting and hoping. Am I crazy for expecting a bodyguard to be a bodyguard in a bodyguard trope book? That's so freaking weird. Anyway, Reese was Bridget's bodyguard for a majority of the book, like almost the entirety of the book, and I like that because it created another obstacle of them getting together. Of course, it's that work employee kind of relationship. It's not very professional. Then also that being an obstacle, and then also the fact that Bridget is going to become queen, so she can't just marry a regular man. So I like that was also an obstacle, and it created an element of forbiddenness. And when they would go and do stuff, I was like, oh my god, they shouldn't be doing this. Which in other books that were forbidden, it wasn't like that at all. Priest by Sierra Simone, it wasn't like that at all. So I'm happy that Twisted Games actually did what it said it was going to do. Unlike Twisted Love, I felt like this book was better paced, especially because we are dealing with more time with them. I think this book takes over 3 years. I felt like the pacing was good. I never felt lost in time or confused. And the last thing I would say is Reese was a better male main character for me. I was cringing at some of the stuff he said, of course, but it wasn't as nearly as much as I was cringing with Alex. But yeah, he was better. As you can see, I'm not really a possessive type of, I don't really want my male main characters to be possessive in this way, like saying, did you let him touch what's mine? You're mine.
Before we do anything, you're mine. Say you're mine.
Can we? So then the last book I read, okay, you just assaulted me. The video's over. No, but the last book I read was Teeth by Hannah Moskowitz. Picked this up at a random store. Decided to pick it up. And I was not expecting this book to go the way that it went. Well, first of all, the book is about Rudy. And basically his brother is sick. And him and his family, they go to this island that's said to have these fish that can cure illnesses. They go there. He's getting the fish. And he meets this girl, Diana. And they build a little connection. And then he meets Teeth, which I thought Teeth was gonna be a boy. No, Teeth is not a boy. If you don't want spoilers. So basically, Teeth is a fish boy. He's half boy, half fish. I'm going to be talking about rape and sexual assault. So Teeth's mom got raped by a fish and then had Teeth. Also, Teeth gets raped by the fisherman because Teeth releases the fish that are said to cure everybody. That's why everyone's there at the island. He releases the fish, and the fishermen, of course, don't like that because that's taken away from their money, and they rape. But he always manages to escape. So Rudy is like, hey, why do you let them rape you if you can escape? And he says, that's my only purpose there. It's very sad, the fact that Teeth, like, the only thing that he feels like he has to hold on to is being sexually assaulted by these fishermen to save the fish that is supposed to cure everyone, and he calls the fish his brother and sister. So it's a very sad story, and I was not expecting it. But Teeth and Rudy also build a connection, and their connection was so sweet and so innocent, and I really liked them together. But this overall story is very sad, but I feel like it's kind of relatable, where even though something is hurting you, and in someone else's eyes it's very like, why would you let that keep happening to you? Sometimes that thing that they think is like bad, that's the only thing you have, and that's what makes you feel normal. That's what makes you feel like you have a purpose sometimes. And yeah, I felt like that could resonate with a lot of people. And also Rudy, I kind of resonated too with this conflicting relationship he had, because with Teeth, like, if he stayed with Teeth, Teeth would want him to release the fish, and if he releases the fish, then his brother doesn't get to eat the fish, which is helping him and curing his disease. And if he doesn't go with Teeth, then Teeth is mad at Rudy, and for Rudy, Teeth I'm saying Teeth so many times, but for Rudy, Teeth is an anchor for him, and he feels like before he met him, he was very lonely, his life was very mundane, and I guess you can say boring, and he was missing his friends back home and his life that he had back at home. But with Teeth, he felt, I think, even better than he felt at home. So it was kind of a lose-lose situation, and in the end, if you do want to know, in the end, does end up leaving because he shot these fishermen. It's a long story, and I feel like that ending was very realistic, but also bittersweet, because it needed to happen for Rudy to be able to move on with his life, because he was really sacrificing so much being with Teeth. And again, I feel like that can resonate with a lot of stuff that happens in the real world. What did I give this? 4.25. Those are all the books I read in April. Now I'm gonna get into my TBR for May, which is a lot. So basically, I have my currently reading. These are the books I'm currently reading right now, so technically they're on my TBR. So first we have an audiobook. They said this would be fun. This is about race, campus life, and growing up, and I thought that this would be very informative for me because I'm going into college, and the author is a person of color, so I thought that it would resonate with me. And so far, I'm seeing some stuff. I'm relating. I'm getting some understanding. The next book I have is the next book in the All for the Game series, which is the second book to the Foxhole Court, which is The Raven King. I touched this book in the middle of April, and I haven't seen it since. I haven't looked at it since. I went through all my notes and highlights from the Foxhole Court, and I was like,
I should continue the series.
and then I read 3 pages and put it down. Oops. But I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna read it, and it's gonna be fun, hopefully. Then we have some books that rolled over from last month that I still want to read. So we have If These Wings Could Fly. I mentioned this in my April TBR. This has short chapters, so if it's good, I will be recommending this. And then also, I feel like this is a very kind of like Teeth in a way, or maybe even like Hannah Who Fell from the Sky. Hannah Fell from the Sky. It's about this girl who, she's dealing with a very abusive father, and I feel like this is a very coming of age book. She also meets this guy named Liam. I feel like I'm gonna like this. Balancing school, dating, and survival under the shadow of 60,000 feathered wings. I don't know what that's about. Then again, I said this in my April TBR, and I'm saying it again, but I don't think I'm gonna read this month. So why is it on here? I don't know. But Tell Me Something Real by Khaled Delvin. This is a short book, but it has long chapters, and I do not like long chapters at all. I will put the book down. But that's also why I haven't read The Raven King. But yes, this is about 3 sisters. Their mom is going through leukemia, and there's some big secret that's going to be revealed. For videos, I have 3. I don't know what I just did, but I have 3. I feel like I'm not going to get to all of these, but whatever. So I have Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. I want to finish the Twisted series, and I know you guys also wanted me to do a reading vlog on that, so I don't want to wait like 6 months and then like forget all my thoughts on the series. So I'm going to try and finish those this month and then get it out to you guys so you can watch it. And then the last one is Red, White, and Royal Blue. There's a show coming out. I saw the little promo. They have their legs crossed and their socks are like the England flag and the American freaking flag. So it's looking like it's gonna be good. Yeah, I want to read that before the show comes out, and I think it comes out in August, so I have some time. So even if I don't get to it this month, I'll be fine. And then the last section of the TBR we have are just random books. Oh, first I have Paper Princess by Erin Watt. I'm reading that with my friends. How I'm feeling about it so far, it's definitely what I thought it was gonna be, like stupid, dumb, cliche, every other like girl is poor, gets thrown into like the rich crowd, falls in love with one of the boys who's mean to her. It's very much that, and that's what I was expecting. So we have The Davenports by Crystal Marquise. I'm very excited to read this. This is giving me like Princess and the Frog, rich, glam, funny, crazy, kooky. But I'm excited to read this because it seems like a lot of drama and a lot of mess. They have wealth and reputation. Now is their chance to find love. I think so. And the last book of this video to end this video off is Namesake by Adrienne Young. This is the sequel to Fable, as we know, as you guys heard me literally talk ad nauseum about in this video, and probably if you watch my spring break reading vlog. I love that book so much. I literally love it so much. I don't know if you guys could feel it through the screen how much I love this book. Once I finished it, I was thinking nothing but about this book. Everything that happened between Fable and West, between Fable literally diving into the water and getting gems, them trading, that was so much fun. The romance aside, this book is so much fun and so atmospheric. And anyway, yeah, so we have the sequel. I'm really excited. I was putting this off as long as I could because it's only a duology, and that means I'm not gonna have Fable and West anymore. I'll get through it. But yeah, I decided before I forget everything. Honestly, how could I forget everything? But no, I want to finish the series, and I want to see more of the crew, and also Fable and West, of course. And I also want to see what happens, because this book does end in a cliffhanger. So that is it for today. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if you guys want me to do more wrap-ups and TBRs. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I almost blew you a kiss. That's kind of intimate and crazy. I'll see you guys in the next one.